Good morning, students. From your supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet, we are doing chapter number 7, The Necklace. The Necklace is the story of a middle class lady named Matilda Loisel. She was born in a poor family and was married to a clerk. Matilda was a very pretty young lady, but she was dissatisfied with the poverty of her family. She wanted to have the luxuries in her life. She hated her own humble surroundings and spent her time dreaming about a fancy and luxurious life. One day, Mr. Loisel brought an invitation to a fancy ball party organized by his boss, the Minister of Education. Matilda borrowed a necklace from her friend, Ma'am Foster. So when the party was over, she returned home and was changing her dress. She wanted to observe her beauty for one final look before the mirror. But then suddenly she notices that the necklace was not around her neck. She had lost the necklace in the ball party. So let's continue reading from page number 42. Bottom, Loisel, already half undressed, asked, "What is the matter?" Loisel, already half undressed, asked, "What is the matter?" She turned towards him excitedly. I no longer have Ma'am Foster's necklace." He arose in dismay. "What? How is that? It is not possible." And they looked in the folds of the dress, in the folds of the cloak, in the pockets, everywhere. They could not find it. He asked, "You are sure you still had it when we left the minister's house?" So Matilda was observing her beauty for the final view in front of the mirror, and then she notices the necklace was not there. The necklace was gone, and she was shocked, and she shouted. She cried. So the husband, who was undressing himself, he was changing, he was amazed to hear this shout, and he questioned what happened, what is the matter. Now the wife informs that the necklace is missing. The necklace is gone. So he was like, "What? How is it possible? It's not possible." Even the husband was shocked that how come it happened that the necklace is not there. And then they are looking in the folds of the dress, in the crease of the cloth, and they are having a look in the cloak and in the pockets everywhere. Cloak, students, is a sleeveless garment that hangs loosely from shoulders. Okay, so the husband and wife, they are looking, Madam Loisel and husband are looking at the necklace, where it might be in the pockets. They are searching everywhere, but they could not find the necklace. Then the husband asked that, "Are you sure that when we left the party from the minister's house, we left it, the necklace was still there on your neck?" "Yes, I felt it as we came out." "But if you had lost it in the street, you should have heard it fall. It must be in the cab." "Yes, it is possible." "Did you take the number?" "No." "And you? Did you notice what it was?" "No." So Matilda answers to husband's question that yes, she was having this necklace when they left in the morning from the minister's house. And then the husband said if the necklace would have fallen on the street, one would have heard the noise, but then we did not hear any sort of noise. So definitely it might have fallen in the cab. So wife says that yes, it's possible that you're right, it was fallen in the cab. So they are questioning each other whether they noted down the number of the cab or not, but then neither of them noted the number. They looked at each other, utterly cast down. Finally, Loisel dressed himself again. So they were all very disappointed, completely disappointed. And then Loisel, who was undressing to have a rest for a while before he goes to office, he dressed himself again. "I'm going," he said, "over the track where we went on the foot to see if I can find it." So the husband says to Matilda that I'm going to go through the very same track that we followed from home to minister's house, just to check if the necklace was fallen on the street or somewhere, so that I can locate one. And he went. So he leaves. She remained in her evening gown, not having the force to go to bed. So she was there in the evening gown. She did not change, and she did not even go to bed for a rest, because she was all very upset and worried, because it was a diamond necklace. Towards 7 o'clock, her husband returned. He had found nothing. So it was morning 7 when husband returns. Mr. Loisel returned, but then he was all hopeless. He did not found the necklace. He went to the police and to the cab officers and put an advertisement in the newspapers offering a reward. So he went to report to the police that the diamond necklace had been lost. He went to cab officers also to announce to them if any of the cab drivers had located any diamond necklace. And he went to newspapers also, so as to get an advertisement in the newspaper to add to it that the advertisement quoted that a reward would be given to one who finds a diamond necklace. She waited all day in a state of bewilderment before this frightful disaster. Loisel returned in the evening, his face pale. He had discovered nothing. So for the whole day, Matilda had been waiting. She had been in a bewildered state, in a puzzled state, and she was in confused. And before this frightful disaster, that is the horrible disaster, the ruinous disaster of losing this diamond necklace. But then when the husband came in the evening, he was all very sad, all very dejected. His face was fallen, he was pale, and he announced that nothing was found. Nothing from the police or the cab officers or on the streets, nothing was found. That is not a diamond necklace. He said, write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have it repaired. That will give us time. So husband comes with an idea that to get some time so that we can arrange one. So you write a letter to your friend announcing to her that the clasp, that is the joint or the link of the necklace, is broken and it will take some time to get it repaired. So that time they can utilize to arrange a money for the diamond necklace. She wrote as he dictated, so she did what the husband had asked her to do. At the end of the week, they had lost all hope, and Loisel, older by 5 years, declared, we must replace this jewel. And by the end of the week, waiting for the newspaper advertisement, some response, some positive response to come, or from the police department or from cab officers, some positivity, a ray of hope. But then all hope was lost. They learned it that finally they have definitely lost a diamond necklace. And then Loisel altogether was older by 5 years, and he decided that we have to replace this jewelry. So Loisel started looking 5 years older in just 7 days. Because he was a middle class fellow, he did not had that amount of money to buy a diamond necklace. So now he had lost one and he had to replace. So he was all intention how to get that diamond necklace, how to arrange money, so much money. In a shop of Palais Royal, they found a chaplet of diamonds which seemed to them exactly like the one they had lost. So in a jewelry shop, Palais Royal, they got a string of necklace, a diamond necklace, and this was exactly looked alike like the one they had lost. It was valued at 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000. So the value of that diamond necklace was 40,000. They are now they arranged it, or they might have bargained it for 36,000. Loisel possessed 18,000 francs, which his father had left him. So Loisel had only 18,000 francs, and this was the money that his father had left him before he died. He borrowed the less. He had to borrow the rest from the money lenders. 18,000 more need to be arranged. He made ruinous promises. Ruinous means disastrous, destructive promises. Took money from the usurers. Usurers means money lender and the whole race of lenders. So what sort of ruinous promises he might have made? He might have borrowed the money at a very high interest rate. So he got that money, 18,000 francs. Then he went to get the new necklace, depositing on the merchant's counter 36,000 francs. So he got that necklace, the diamond necklace, the new one, on 36,000 francs. When Ma'am Rosal took back the jewels to Ma'am Foster, the latter said to her in a frigid tone. Frigid tone means cold tone, stiff tone. You should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them. So Ma'am Loisel goes with that diamond necklace and gives it to Ma'am Foster, but then she says that you should have returned the necklace in time. I might have needed for any occasion. Ma'am Foster did not open the jewel box as Ma'am Loisel feared she would. What would she think if she should perceive the substitution? What should she say? Would she take her for a robber? Now Ma'am Loisel goes, that is Matilda goes to Ma'am Foster to return her jewelry, the diamond necklace. And she was very scared, very afraid that suppose Ma'am Foster opens that jewel box and recognizes that it is a replacement, then she might take Matilda as a robber. Ma'am Loisel now knew the horrible life of necessity. She did her part, however, completely heroically. It was necessary to pay this frightful debt. She would pay it. They sent away the maid, they changed their lodgings, they rented some rooms in an attic. So Ma'am Foster did not open the jewel box. Now Loisel, that is Matilda, she learned what? The horrible life of necessity. And what was the horrible life of necessity? That is long hours of work and hardship to save every penny so that they can pay for the lost necklace. They can accumulate that much amount of money. So what they did, they have to pay the frightful debt, and this debt was what? This was 18,000 francs. So they have to pay this to money lenders. So they sent away the maid. They also changed the apartment, their lodgings, and they rented a room in an attic. She learned the odious work of a kitchen. She washed the dishes, she washed the soiled linen, their clothes and dishcloths, which she hung on the line to dry. She took down the refuse to the street each morning and brought up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. Now, because they had sent the maid, then Mademoiselle Matilda had to do all work. And though she detested this work of kitchen and all, but then she had to do because every penny need to be saved. So whether it was washing of dishes or whether it was washing of dirty cloths or their own clothes, dish cloths, she used to wash them. She used to properly place them in a line to dry. Then she used to carry the garbage, the refuse to the street in the morning, then and to bring water, and at return bring water, and at every landing she had to stop to take a breath. And clothed like a woman of the people, she went to the grocers, the butchers and the fruiterers with a basket on her arm, shopping, haggling to the last sou of her miserable money. And she used to clothe herself like a common woman. And when it comes to shopping, with whether it is a grocer or a butcher or a fruiterer, she used to bargain with them, and she used to bargain every coin. That is last sou. Sou means a coin of low value in France. So every coin she used to save. The husband worked evenings putting the books of some merchants in order, and nights he often did copying at 5 sous a page. Now her husband also was doing whole lot of work to save money so that they can pay the debt. So he started doing what? In evening he used to place the books in order of a merchant, and at night time he used to do the copying work. One page he used to earn 5 sous. And this life lasted for 10 years, and at the end of 10 years they had restored all. So this life of hardship lasted for 10 years for the couple, and after the end of 10 years, they had paid back that 18,000 franc, the debt, the money they had taken from the money lenders and various sources. Ma'am Loisel seemed old now. She had become a strong, hard woman, the crude woman of the poor household. Her hair badly dressed, her skirts raw, her hands red. She spoke in a loud tone and washed the floors with large pails of water. But sometimes, when her husband was at the office, she would seat herself before the window and think of that evening party, of former times, of that ball where she was so beautiful and so flattered. Now, with 10 years, the lady, husband, and wife, they had turned old because of the hard work, because of the hardships they had to face. And she had become a strong woman. She had become a woman who was rude, who was harsh, who was so Ma'am Loisel, after 10 years, was a changed woman altogether. She was a hard woman, she was a crude woman, and she was badly dressed. Her skirts were not, and her hands had turned red because of the hard work and the hardship she had done these last 10 years. She spoke in a loud tone, and she used to clean the floors with pails of water, buckets of water. And when the husband was not around, she used to seat herself in the window thinking of the beautiful ball dance party that she attended, and she used to relive that moment. So that woman that the man wanted to know her, to be introduced to her, a woman who was all gracious, all elegant, all smiling, had turned hard, loud, hairs unkempt, and she was a changed woman. So she's wondering of those times and thinking, how would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? Who knows how singular is life and how full of changes, how small a thing will ruin or save one. So she wonders that if they would have not lost the necklace, how the life would have been a different altogether. She wonders on the mysteriousness of life, on the strangeness of life, and that how a moment can change life altogether. And she wonders that even a small thing can ruin a life or save a life. So she's wondering, if that necklace was not lost in that ball dance party, life would have been beautiful for Mr. and Mrs. Loisel. But then it was a miserable life, full of hard work and hardship, and they have lost all that graciousness and every bit. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk in the Champs-Élysées to rid herself of the cares of the week, she suddenly perceived a woman walking with a child. So one Sunday she was on a walk, and then she notices a woman with a child. It was Ma'am Foster, still young, still pretty, still attractive. Ma'am Loisel was affected means moved. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. And now that she had paid, she should tell her all. Why not? So she notices this woman with the child was no other woman but Ma'am Foster. So she was very much moved to see what that 10 years also Ma'am Foster was still young and pretty and beautiful and attractive. Why? Life has been fortunate to her. Life had been a gift to her, have been very gracious to her. So Ma'am Foster was the same woman with all happiness and luxuries around her. But then for Matilda, the life had changed. So she started wondering, should I talk to her? But then she felt that now the debts have been paid, she should definitely talk. She approached her. Good morning, Jeanie. Her friend did not recognize her and was astonished to be so familiarly addressed by this common personage. She stammered, but madam, I do not know. You must be mistaken. No, I am Matilda Loisel. Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. Oh, my poor Matilda, how you have changed. So she goes and addresses her with a familiar name, Jeannie, and Ma'am Foster was not able to recognize her at all. She was amazed that how with a common personage means name, how with such a common name, not known to the world, she was amazed that how does this lady knows, but she was not able to recognize. So she says, I'm sorry, I don't know you, you might be, I'm mistaken, I don't know you. Then she says that I'm your friend, I'm Matilda Loisel. And Ma'am Foster, she was amazed and shocked to see Matilda, a poor Matilda, and she was amazed to see this woman who was altogether changed, a woman of a common woman, a woman badly dressed, a woman who is not. Hair's not made, done properly. So she was amazed to see Matilda, and she gave a cry of astonishment. Yes, I have had some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable ones, and all because of you. Because of me, how is that? So, when Ma'am Foster was very much astonished to see Matilda in such a poor state, so she was amazed, and Matilda says, yes, my horrible days and my bad days have been because of you. It was you that I met, it was you that had brought a miserable life on me. So, Ma'am Foster was very much shocked that how come she was the reason for her poor life, for her poor days or hard days. You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to wear to the minister's ball? Yes, very well. Well, I lost it. How is that since you returned it to me? So she announces that what led to a miserable life. This was all because of the diamond necklace that she had lended from Ma'am Foster's for the minister's party, and she announces to her friend that she lost one. But Ma'am Foster was amazed that you returned me. I return another to you exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. You can understand that it was not easy for us who have nothing, but it is finished, and I'm decently content. So she says that yes, I did return you a necklace, but then it was not the very same that I took from you, I borrowed from you. It was a replacement, and to get that diamond necklace, I had to sacrifice, that is, my husband and me had to sacrifice 10 years to accumulate or arrange that sort of money, and this 10 years have not been easy. It has been a life of hardship, it has been a life of long work of hours, it has been a life of sacrifice on personal and emotional level. But then she is relieved that the debt has been paid. Ma'am Foster stopped short. She said, you say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine? Yes, you did not perceive it then? They were just alike. And she smiled with proud and simple joy. Ma'am Foster was touched and took both her hands as she replied, oh, my poor Matilda, mine were false. They were not worth over 500 francs. So Ma'am Foster was amazed to learn this, that Matilda had indeed returned a diamond necklace, and then she announces to her that the necklace that she lent to Matilda was a false one, and it was not worth 500 francs. So students, we learn from this story what? That one should be satisfied, one should be contented with what life has given them, and one who is contented is always remain in peace. So those who are not satisfied with their life and keep complaining about life and keep yearning for more and more in their life, they suffer a lot. And that was the example that we learned from Matilda, that she felt bad to be born in a family of clerks by an error of destiny, and moreover to be married to a husband of a middle class family and a clerk. So this was what she the result was suffering, and she asked for it and she received one. She always complained to life that it was an error of destiny, and that yes, that error of destiny turned to her, and we should be happy, contented with what life has given us.